Tool, Rammstein, Korn, Killswitch Engage, Dream Theater, Whitechapel. This was a gigantic year for heavy metal. So let's look back on this last year of the 2010s to talk about the best metal albums of the year. Number 10. Crypt Sermon, The Ruins of Fading Light. The Ruins of Fading Light is a doom metal masterpiece. Not modern doom, all of it. Crypt Sermon spent 4 years with their irons in the fire before forging steel this strong. And every gallop, every cliff-hanging drum fill, every primal wail and nervous croon is expertly laid out on the group's second record. Candlemass and Dio Sabbath fans, get on this. Number 9. Cattle Decap, Death Atlas. Nearly 25 years of extreme metal experimentation has all built up to this. Death Atlas is the unquestionable triumph of the Cattle Decap canon, violently blending grind, black metal, and death metal into an apocalyptic Molotov cocktail. What Travis Ryan does on songs like Bring Back the Plague and Be Still Our Bleeding Hearts with that snarling, high-pitched half-singing brings an element unheard in any of Cattle Decap's contemporaries. Death Atlas reaps the spoils of experimentation and should be hailed as nothing short of revolutionary. Number 8. Devin Townsend, Empath. 30 years into an extremely prolific career, Devin Townsend's latest album, Empath, is being hailed by many as his masterwork. Refusing to place restrictions on himself and seemingly taking shots in the dark during much of the Empath studio sessions, Townsend crafted the most Devin Townsend album yet, somehow balancing oil and water elements with the skill of Philippe Petit. Beach sounds never sounded so sweet next to hyper-futuristic death metal. Number 7. Blood Incantation. Hidden history of the human race. Too much hype can kill a band, but Blood Incantation have been here before with their 2016 debut, Starspawn. The album was instantly championed as an achievement of the genre, but coming next was the 36-minute, 4-track Hidden History of the Human Race. The identity of these 4 songs is astounding, especially the shroom-inspired Inner Paths to Outer Space instrumental, which offers some breathing room before the marathon sprint of the thrill-seeking closing track. Blood Incantation are playing flawless death metal. Number 6. Opeth, Incauda Venenum. There's no time like the present to show off what you're capable of. And on album number 13, Opeth proved just why they've made it this far. It's an explorative journey across the prog universe they've always inhabited, and its brooding intensity comes from the mountainous ranges they charge fearlessly. Opeth show no signs of slowing down. Number 5. Whitechapel, The Valley. The Valley is a burial ground for Phil Bozeman's obscenely dark upbringing, and it's Whitechapel's most progressive album yet. With Rage comes reflection, pain, sadness, and it's all purged. Forgiveness is Weakness unapologetically celebrates death, and Hickory Creek, where Bozeman emerges as an expressive, clean singer, confronts the inability to let go. Intensity has always been Whitechapel's brand, and The Valley shows they don't need to be knucklebusters to still be intense. Number 4. Knocked Loose, A Different Shade of Blue. If any band is going to take contemporary hardcore to the big stages, it's Kentucky quintet Knocked Loose, and they're endorsed by Bernie Sanders. A Different Shade of Blue has provided Knocked Loose with all the ammunition they need to stake the claim that they're the leaders of the pack when it comes to this recent revival of hardcore-influenced metalcore. Slow-tempo breakdowns, schizophrenic guitars, and Brian Garris's harrowing vocal delivery all combine to make this a brilliant example of how to make a killer metal record in 2019. Number 3. Slipknot, We Are Not Your Kind. This is, without question, the most experimental Slipknot release to date. They've strived for new sounds elsewhere in their catalog, but We Are Not Your Kind takes the full plunge. A right the band has more than earned as one of metal's biggest acts. Each track possesses a strong sense of identity, and the maggots are sure to have all sorts of different favorites, which is the best position Slipknot can find themselves in as they enter the 3rd decade of their career. Number 2. Rammstein, self-titled. Taking a full decade between albums is practically a death sentence, a death the members of Rammstein at certain points would have welcomed. The band nearly split up during the making of their 2019 record, but remained unified and delivered their most diverse slab of industrial to date. Deutschland set the bar impossibly high, necessitating the left turn of the uber-catchy Radio. Auslander is the quirky fun we've come to expect after past hits like America and Pussy, while Puppy takes a dark, ugly turn as one of Rammstein's most blunt and aggressive offerings ever. This album is quintessential Rammstein. And speaking of waiting, number 1, Tool, Fear Inoculum. 13 years was worth the wait, as Tool delivered the most transcendental, complex, and patient album of their career with Fear Inoculum. It's an album that delivers short bursts of instant gratitude while slowly unwinding with time with songs like Pneuma and Tempest. Adam Jones, Your Damn Riff Machine, and Danny Carey, thank you for spending all those years learning those wild drum parts. Thanks for watching, everyone, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and go to loudwire.com for all your daily rock and metal news. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at GrahamWire, and we'll see you next time.